Muting. Okay, go for it.
Right. Everybody, thank you very much for joining us today for the weekly collaboration WebEx. I'm George Borden, Solution Architect with NEC Display Corporation. And what I'd like to share with you this week is a different approach than the typical showing of the product and going over the different features and benefits. And I'd like to start by sharing some experiences that I've had this week on some other phone calls. And I've literally had the pleasure of talking to small mom and pop rural customers that buy our products and utilize us for all the various needs that they have in their regard, and all the way up to like Fortune 50 company that I've talked to. And the one takeaway that I got from both of these different hemispheres, if you want to call it that, is that folks are really wondering what type of plan they want to put together for this. And discussions come up from, do they want to use a different telco type of provider? Do they want to have some kind of document share? Who needs to be on a webcam? Who doesn't need to be on a webcam? Who's going to be remote? Who's going to be coming in on-prem? These are questions that everybody, obviously, including us here at NEC, that we're trying to figure out. And when you know where you want to go and what you want to do, then the next step of the process is finding some type of solution that will fit the bill and to allow you not only to accomplish those immediate goals, but also to scale things as they grow and also change and grow and morph and grow. So what we have at NEC, we have different pathways in order for you to achieve your goals. First and more simply and rudimentary, we have our displays. We've been doing that for a long time. But if you have one of our displays and you're thinking of turning one of our displays into an interactive display, then what you can do with that display is actually make an overlay for it. And our solutions department, in conjunction with some other partners that we have at NEC, we can provide that for you. So if you have one of our displays, reach out to your associate, your NEC sales professional, and then they can reach into our solutions team and help you realize your goals that way. The other thing too about our majority of our displays have what's called an OPS slot in that display. OPS slot formally stands for Open Pluggable Specification. I all the time slangily call it Open Pluggable Slot. But essentially what that Open Pluggable Slot will do is it will allow you to put a small form factor computer like this one in my hand, and let me get it close to the screen there so you can see it. Real nice little small form factor, just as much power as a desktop computer, and this thing goes in directly into the display itself. So depending upon the display that you we basically once we consult with you and understand all of your requirements, and we get you down to talking about hardware, we have an option like that in a couple of our solutions that you can entertain. The other thing about our products is that you can put external PCs into our products. So we have HDMI inputs. We have the ability to take the USB and pass that USB touch to the external device. So it's kind of hard to see here. It's on the floor, but I have an external PC on my collaboration board over here. And if I wanted to go to that external PC, I just go into a different input on this collaboration board. And now I'm showing Windows 10 desktop on this Lenovo laptop that I have plugged in. So do you need something that has whiteboarding? Do you need something that's going to show your own computer? Do you need something that has superior sound? What type of camera are you looking at getting for your environment? Do you need a simple camera, a budget-minded camera, or do you need something as robust as what we have here on our Infinity board called the Hudley camera? So those are the different things that I think we can start with. It can be a little bit confusing. Some of the folks that I've talked to this week, they were also concerned about connectivity, and obviously that's something we can't help with, except that you can connect into our displays. But just wanted to give you the little bit of comfort out there that when you work with our company and our solutions team, we can help guide you down the pathway to make sense of the solution from a hardware perspective. So with that being said, let me give you a little overview of the two different solutions that we have. The product to your right and my left is our flagship product, as I call it, called the Infinity board. This would be positioned for environments like the boardroom, the huddle room, the corporate environments where you need a tried and true solution with best of breed third-party products surrounding it. So what the product is our V-Series display. The touch that we have on top of this product is called Flat Frog In-Glass Touch, and basically it's a combination of IR and sensor technology that provides one of the most touch-responsive feels that you can have out there in the market. It has passive stylus, so these stylus that come with the device, they don't require any battery or charging or connectivity whatsoever. And in addition to the wonderful Fat Frog Touch, it also has stereo speakers on the larger units on the right and the left. This is the 55-inch model right here, and so it has a stereo, a sound bar, a stereo sound bar at the top of the display. In addition to this 55-inch, the other three display models that we have are 65, 75, and 86. And as I mentioned a minute ago, it also comes with the Hudley IQ camera. For those that don't know, the Hudley IQ is the latest and greatest camera from Hudley. It boasts 150-degree viewable radius. It also has some other things like software updatable capabilities, even some artificial intelligence capabilities, so you can actually get some data, actionable intelligence out of that camera and put it into any analytical software that you might have. Also, as I mentioned before, this particular unit is one of the two units here that has an OPS computer in it. So it's running a Windows 10 Pro operating system with an i7 OPS, wireless capability. It even has a DisplayPort output. So if you had a large classroom, for instance, or a large boardroom, and you wanted to send that video signal to some projectors flanking the room, you could do that because we have that video out. Now, ultimately, a device like this can be configured in ways, and this is where we get back to you as an organization, you as a company. How do you want to work? How do you want your employees? How do you want your visitors, everybody that interacts with these things, how do you want them to interact? Well, when you have a device like this and you have Windows 10, it's typically going to boot to the desktop in Windows 10, whether that's the classic looking desktop for us old folks, or the tablet looking desktop, for folks that are using tablet in the modern Windows version. Doesn't matter either way. But one of the considerations you have to think about is who's going to be able to get into the device and who's not going to be able to get into the device. So you have some controls that you have to put into place, in other words. So if you want to not have a free open computer, basically, that everybody's going to, have their hands on, and eventually something's going to get messed up or a button's going to get turned off, then you can get a different direction. And that's what I'm showing right now. So you can do things like this where you put a software overlay on top of the Windows 10 experience, and this is formerly called Quick Launch. Quick Launch is one of our third-party partner companies that we have here at NEC. And essentially, it's an additional cost for this software. But what the software does is it consolidates everything and it puts it into a nice, easy, viewable, easy to navigate format. So instead of booting to a Windows 10 desktop, with Quick Launch in your boardroom, it would boot to this screen right here. So it can be designed for whatever layout that you want. You can have your company logo, your colors, you can design it to your heart's content, but also you can get to see who's having meetings and what applications that they're having those meetings. You can then design different areas here for go-to applications, like I have some Quick Launch icons here for a Mosaic whiteboard and some other things. And then you can put your collaboration icons, whether it's Zoom, Teams, WebEx, whatever your flavor is, you can put things down there, or you can put some other boxes around in other places too. So not only does it offer convenience and it locks the user out of the back-end operating system, it also adds a level of security that you wouldn't have with the operating system itself. So there's so many robust settings built into Quick Launch. All of the back-end things that you would want to lock down are able to be locked down from this. So literally, you won't be able to get into the operating system, and you'll keep this thing running smooth, and it'll be a nice user experience for the people that are using this. Some other things about this is that, let's say we're busy, and hopefully once we get back to to working in our offices again, and we're getting back to regular business, we'll be busy again. And one of those things about being busy is that we become forgetful, and when we have meetings and we're busting out of the meeting to go to the next meeting, well, we sometimes forget to log out. Well, one of the things about Quick Launch is that it will auto log you out. So if you leave the environment and if it notices that there's no activity, it'll start a timeout session that you can design for whatever timeout period that you want. And then it will reset this room back to ground zero for the next user to come in. That way you don't have wasted time. You don't have people coming in and going, oh, well, who left this open? And where's this setting? And who forgot the password for this? This completely removes all of those bottlenecks out of your day-to-day, increases your efficiency, and allows you to get things done. So that's the Cliff Notes version of the Infinity board. Again, the takeaway here is it's best of breed third-party products, corporate huddle room, boardroom, or if you just want one of the best collaboration interactive boards on the market, this is your selection right here. Now, switching gears a little bit, the unit that I have over here to my right, this is called the CB series. Now, the CB series is also a 4K display, it has IR touch, And it boots to this screen right here from a solid state media player running Android 8.0. So it's the only product in our arsenal that runs Android 8.0. And it's a little bit different than the Infinity board because it's very flexible and it allows for different verticals to consider a product like this because of its flexibility and its scalability. And I'll get into that a little bit as I move forward. So when it boots to this screen right here. As you would imagine, the background can be changed. So your corporate, your school logo, your colors, they can all be customized and put into the background. When you also have time and date here, you can see some icons below that. We have a whiteboard application that was developed from a company in Ireland called DisplayNote. So DisplayNote makes some fantastic software, and one of the great things they make is this Mosaic Canvas whiteboard software. It allows you to do just about anything you would want to do, even include having multiple whiteboard sessions open in the same scenario, so you're not opening one-off whiteboards one at a time. And all of the pen tools and everything that you would ever want, in picture import, and the list goes on and on. That's available. The next one over here is Mosaic Connect. What Mosaic Connect will do is it allows up to 4 individual remote users to present their device to the CB solution. So it could be an Android device, it could be an Apple device, it could be a Google Chrome web browser. Just download the app for your devices or go to Google Chrome, and as long as you know the 6-digit code that Mosaic Connect puts up there, then you can get into the session and present your device. So it doesn't matter where you're at in the world, as long as you have an internet connection, cellular connection, it doesn't matter. You can talk to the board no matter where you're at. And that's especially relevant, especially if you are concerned about where you're going, with, the future of collaboration and interactivity. One of the things I've been talking about lately is that, my wife and I, a few weeks ago, we were realizing there's no such thing anymore as a snow day. And I'm kind of feel like, wow, I kind of got that one, away from everybody, but no snow days anymore. Because guess what? Folks are now, they use Zoom now. They use all these other collaboration pieces of software. So you won't, you're going to need something like this if you're trying to figure out what you're going to do, knowing that you have some collaboration software here that you can work with remotely with your students. So that's the other thing too. It's hard to talk about one specific vertical without leaving out other verticals. So keep in mind about this product, when you have your needs for collaboration. Some other things I want to talk about, you can bring in apps into this. As you would imagine, it's an Android device. So if you want to bring in Adobe Acrobat, web browser, Firefox, Dropbox icon, it supports a majority of applications. And then the icon over here to the left allows you to do some navigation. So you can go back, you can hit the home screen, you can have multiple applications opened up in the background. It even has an annotation tool, so you can annotate on top of anything you bring into the screen. Just simply tap on these icons, and then you can start writing instantly on the board like I'm doing right here. And then if you want to, you can even hit the save icon and save the overlay as a PNG image file. And it's just really amazing what is built into the product organically. Now, there's a couple other things about this. We can go over that at another day if you have some more time, but just take this another notch. This product is not only powerful, but it's it's value priced right, in my opinion. So for a 4K display with IR touch and the host of amenities of inputs that you have in this product, it's quite fantastic. So let me quickly open up the web browser, my Adobe Acrobat here, so I can show you something. I'll go into this PDF that I have here, and this gives you a better understanding of the different ports that we have on this product. So additionally, we have 2 USB ports on the front here, and on the right-hand side and underneath are these ports here. So we have 3 additional USBs. Here are the 2 HDMIs that I talked about, and the USB to pass to one or the other. And the 3rd HDMI with USB here. Here's the VGA. You can bring audio into the product. So 2 12-watt speakers are built into the unit. It sounds very good. Feature full rich sound, deep basses. The trebs are really great. Digital audio out, RS-232 for advanced controls, and then LAN port and USB. I'm going to open up an annotation tool real quick just to show you, just to show it off. So in addition to that, this also comes with a wall mount. So if you want to mount this on the wall, you don't want to worry about, sourcing a different mount. It comes with it. Typically, I'm recommending carts with wheels, more ADA compliant type of things with these products. But if you have something that you're just putting in your workroom and you don't have to worry about any other folks using it, that comes with it as well. I pulled up my stylus here, and just like the Infinity board, this stylus here is passive. So again, no battery, no needed, no charging to worry about whatsoever. And that really takes this thing to a whole nother level at that point in time. So let's go ahead and, keeping in that mission, you also have those additional inputs that I just mentioned. So you can click on the input. You can name the different input that you want. So if I want to go here to my Google Chromecast, I just simply click on that button. And now I'm going to be looking at the front page of the Google Chromecast. I'll go ahead back to the home screen again. Let's go back into input. And then let's go into HDMI 1 a little bit, but that's, again, just basically a Windows 10 desktop from an external computer going into HDMI 1. And then let's show you what an OPS looks like. So I have my Windows 10 OPS, and there it is. So now I'm on Windows 10. So, and then of course it's going to go back to Google because that's what it likes to do for some reason. So I need to get rid of that. But basically the Windows OPS, you're working on a Windows 10 computer. So you can take the CB board, you can plug your own computer into it, or you can buy, a OPS computer that you can, integrate into the unit and basically have, a value priced right Infinity board or whatever else, use case that you have. So folks, that's the mini demo for today, the mini overview for today. I really appreciate your time and attention, and thank you for stopping by and learning more about what we're doing here from a high-level perspective. I encourage you to reach out to me directly for any customized demos, anything more specific. You can reach me at gborden@necdisplay.com. Again, that's GBORDEN at necdisplay.com. And we'll be able to talk about your specific needs and guide you in the right direction as we're doing this discovery into this new world of collaboration and interactivity. With that being said, unless there's any other questions, I really appreciate your time and attention today, and have a wonderful weekend.